Thanks to being able to present credentials to His Excellency, the President of Rwanda. Ireland and Rwanda have a lot of similarities. We're both countries with a proud agricultural tradition, and we've also seen the need to invest in things like technology and pharmaceuticals so that our countries can develop. My priorities are to develop economic, trade, cultural links with Rwanda over the next 3 or 4 years that I'm ambassador. It's important that countries benefit equally from one another's trade and investments in each other. We have an economic forum in Ireland that we will hope Rwanda will participate in towards the end of June, and that some Rwandan business people will come to Dublin and tell the story of Rwanda.
I spoke to the President and we addressed many different topics. Of course, apart from enhancing our cooperation, we as well addressed the situation in Ukraine and the consequences of the aggression of Russia on Ukraine and impact in Slovakia, and because we are a neighboring country as well in Rwanda. Then we explored sharing expertise and of course supporting the human potential. We are planning to, as a Slovakia, as a country coming through quite a transformation, we are more than ready to share our experience. As you know, we are a member of NATO, Schengen, Euro, European Union, of course. So it took us it has been quite a challenge, but we are strong supporters of the fact that it should be a knowledge and time invested for the countries to be more independent. So this is what we are planning to do as a partners with Rwanda. And we are looking forward to strengthening and activating our cooperation.
This event will definitely allow both Ukraine and Rwanda to start, or to open rather, a new page of our bilateral cooperation. We have so many difficult mutual projects we could develop for the benefits of Ukrainian and Rwandan citizens. And despite the ongoing full-scale Russian invasion to Ukraine, we have already started discussing future projects since we are convinced in Ukraine that we prevail, the truth and good prevail over the evil, and we will be able to restore our country and to deepen and widen our bilateral cooperation. And we have a lot of ideas where we can be beneficial to each other. It's agriculture, machinery building, aerospace technology, ICT, and I'm sure that we will bring these projects to reality and not just leave them in our minds or on paper. And also, what is important, I'm sure, is that we'll be able to develop people-to-people contacts for Ukrainians to know Rwanda better, for Rwandans to know Ukraine better, and we hope that after the end of the war, a number of young Rwandans will be able either to come back for their studies to Ukraine or start their studies in Ukraine, since we are convinced that the quality of Ukrainian education is very high, and it's not as expensive as in some other countries. I also would like to mention that when I paid my first visit to Kigali at the end of November, we had an honor and pleasure to open our Ukrainian audio guide in Genocide Memorial, because we had so many plans that more and more Ukrainian tourists will come to your beautiful country and will be able to listen to that terrible genocide story in our own language. And it's still there. Unfortunately, not many Ukrainian tourists are coming these days, but I'm sure that time comes when Ukrainian tourists will come to your country to explore it, to enjoy it, and to pay tribute to genocide victims during their visit to Genocide Memorial.
We discussed Canada-Rwanda relations. We looked forward to the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting. I complimented His Excellency on Rwanda's very impressive management of the pandemic, and clearly their entry into the next phase outside of the pandemic, and on all of the many successes that Rwanda has achieved in a number of years. And I look forward to representing Canada and Rwanda and building our already strong relationship and looking forward to a bright future.
It's an honor to present my letters of credence to His Excellency President Kagame, and I look forward to continuing to strengthen the relations between the Republic of Sierra Leone and the Republic of Rwanda. President, His Excellency Julius Maada Bio, had a state visit here in 2019 at the invitation of His Excellency President Kagame. So it would be strengthening and working on the agreement signed at the time, and also looking to strengthen areas where we can cooperate on, be that in education, technology, and many other aspects as well.
Yes, we had a good chat. Of course, Singapore highly values our relationship with Rwanda as a partner and as a friend. And we intend to build on that good relationship we have to further our cooperation in various areas of interest to Rwanda, like in cybersecurity, digital processing, digital services, fintech, agro-processing, and so on. So there are lots of areas where we can work together as partners and then go out jointly to the rest of the region of Africa. So this is where we see the way forward for Singapore and Rwanda to cooperate bilaterally, jointly as partners.
I'm the New Zealand High Commissioner to Rwanda, the Republic of Rwanda. I was very grateful today to be able to present my letters of credence to His Excellency. We had a very good, broad-ranging conversation about renewing our bilateral relationships and growing them. We have a long, warm relationship, and we discussed a whole range of areas in trade, development, and partnerships, particularly in the multilateral space, where we can work together. We also discussed the upcoming Commonwealth CHOGM Heads of Government meeting, and I expressed my admiration for the preparations that have been undertaken, and there's full confidence that the meeting is going to be a full success, and that New Zealand is very much looking forward to being part of that meeting.
As you know, Djibouti and Rwanda are sharing excellent bilateral relations, which can be qualified by friendship and familial bilateral relations. We have several bilateral agreements. Some of them have been already implemented, and now it is to me to work hard with my colleague, Ambassador Hope, Ambassador of Rwanda in Ethiopia and Djibouti, to resume the bilateral meetings, as I hope we are at the end of the COVID-19 pandemic, in order to strengthen and deepen our bilateral relations and to reach a new height.
The thing that I highlight is the Rwanda presented the resolution for plastic pollution. That it's something that Colombia co-sponsored. And I think if we have a strong group with the G77 that I'm presiding now in Nairobi, the African group and the Latin American group, that it will be the strongest group that we can find to have a binding instrument and to do something about plastic pollution.